Hey guys, want to bring another YouTube video. So it's been almost a week for Lamar Jackson to be a free agent, and he hasn't gotten any offers. Obviously, there is a price tag for him with him wanting a guaranteed contract, and then two first rounders going to the Baltimore Ravens if they don't match it. But I think this is kind of crazy that there's a couple teams that is not even entertaining the idea, especially with what they have. They should. Um, One of them that's noticeable, I think, should be Washington. Could be a good candidate there, right there. But I guess with Dan Snyder selling the team and potentially selling the team, actually, we don't know if he is going to sell all or majority. Um, and then you don't know if the new owner would want that. So usually with that type, they try to keep the books kind of low and nothing long term if they're going to be trying to sell it. And I think Dan Snyder doesn't want to be on the hook for, especially if he gave that type of contract to the new owner. So trying to think another team I think would be ironic, but I don't understand why the Jets are not going after him either, especially if they're still in talks with Aaron Rodgers and the Packers. I think that is going to hold up, especially they don't have as much leverage if they don't show that, hey, I could get another opportunity, because I don't know what the Packers are asking. I don't know if it's been out there or anything like that, but if they're asking for two first rounders, I would rather pay Lamar Jackson, and you got a young core to surround and build for the next couple years in that sense. So I don't see why the Jets would not entertain that idea. Especially Lamar Jackson is younger. Aaron Rodgers is probably going to be there for 1 or 2 years. So you don't want to give up too much assets, so it doesn't make sense. I mean, and if they're asking the same amount, then I don't understand why you want to go after Lamar Jackson. The only thing I could think of, it's an organized colluding. Obviously, because this was before, obviously, Jimmy Garoppolo was signed. The Falcons, who was interested in Deshaun Watson, said they're not interested, which they don't really have a quarterback. Desmond Riddler doesn't count unless they're going to be drafting a quarterback, which I don't think they are. They don't really have any veteran quarterback there. The Colts should be another team that should be looking, because obviously they haven't struck anything with the past veteran quarterbacks, but obviously you have a former MVP, unanimous MVP. So I don't know why. Well, actually, I do know why. The NFL might be colluding, like I said, and it's kind of obvious. Some of the teams that said they weren't interested, like Washington said they weren't interested. The Falcons, those were two obvious places that could use a quarterback. There's not too many good NFC quarterbacks. If you bring him over to the NFC, I could see him getting to the NFC Championship game almost every year. To be honest, I mean, look how the Eagles are going to take a step back this year. I think, because they lost a lot of players. So the Niners, they got some players, but they did lose a lot of players. But I think even though they lost a lot of players, they got some good quality players to bring in. And then also, I think there's a lot of, or enough talent there, that I only see really the potential is the Eagles. If they're going to find a way, it's going to be interesting how they're going to have to pay Jalen Hurts. And then also, they're going to have to hit those draft picks. So the Dolphins would have been in an interesting place, I thought. But with Tua, you don't know long term, so it's like you don't know who's going to be there long term. I thought the New England Patriots could be long term, could be a good one there. Trying to think who else. I thought the Niners would be, but I wouldn't give up draft picks at this point. You got too many. Well, actually, we don't have any draft picks at this point, but I think, and I don't think you want to give up like guarantee money for someone that's going to most likely get hurt. And Kyle Shanahan's offense. Um, I think the Rams would be interesting if they didn't have Stafford or if Stafford retires. Um, I don't think Seahawks would want to do it, and obviously it worked out with Geno. Look how crazy that is. Geno Smith was able to be an All-Pro in the NFC. So obviously the NFC is wide open. That's why I'm saying, like, if he went to the NFC, he could be a competitor right away. That's why I don't understand Washington, because they probably are the fourth worst team in the NFC East. Because I think the best quarterback in that division would be Jalen Hurts, Dak, and then Daniel Jones. And it doesn't matter at this point. If you got Lamar Jackson, I think you have the second best quarterback in that division then. Let's look at the North. The Vikings, obviously, if they could get rid of, what's his name? Cousins. Obviously, Cousins is not going to get them any further at this point. Then you got Justin Fields. I think they could surround a lot of talent there. He could be the next coming of Lamar Jackson. They just got to surround and build the right team around him. Who else? The Packers, they're going to take a step back after they lose Rodgers. So then let's look at the South left. Then you got Tampa Bay, which just signed Baker Mayfield. I mean, Baker could have a comeback there. Because, like I said, there's not a lot of competition in the NFC. Falcons. Then you got the Panthers. Panthers, don't think they have a quarterback still, really. And then the Saints, Derek Carr. So Derek Carr made a good move, I think, to go there. I mean, he's probably going, like I said, they're going to be a playoff team. So honestly, like I said, it just doesn't make sense for some of these teams not looking. The Panthers should really look or consider, I thought. But with that trade, I don't think they're going to. They're going to draft a quarterback and have the quarterback to be their face of the future. So, like I said, I think there's a couple great landing spots. But my biggest one would have been Washington, the Jets, the Colts, or the Falcons. Those are my top four. I feel like there's one more. If they have the draft picks, maybe the Dolphins if they're not sure about Tua. I don't think the Rams have enough draft picks, but hey, I don't want him in the NFC West to be sure. But let me know what you think. I think it's an organized colluding. Obviously, like I said, the only thing I could see maybe teams don't want to do it is because of the guaranteed contract, because it's going to buck the whole trend. But then Lamar Jackson has been a better player, a better person that hasn't gotten in trouble for alleged misconduct compared to Deshaun Watson. And then you have the thing that, where I think that because the Browns made that offer of the guarantee money with Watson, that's probably why teams are trying to make sure it's not going to be the new trend. And so I honestly think this could be, if Lamar Jackson wanted to push this, if he gets a good attorney, just like Brian Flores, I think you could push that there is an organized collusion and probably dig up some emails or something showing that this was organized, and there could be a mini lawsuit, to be honest. Because I that could be very damning if you have these guys getting where these teams that were really interested with Deshaun Watson showing no interest in Lamar Jackson. So Go ahead and hit that like button. Do you agree with my theory that there is some collusion, some organized collusion with the NFL owners? And go ahead and subscribe to our channel if you haven't done so already. Thanks.